All right, all right. Welcome back to another episode on Antonicus Aurelius Motivates, chosen one. Yep, right back at you again, And hey, this morning, it's already April the 2nd, y'all. So I'm about to go ahead and get in day 2 of the burpee section. Kind of starting a little later than usual today, man. Kind of was under the weather a little bit this morning. But anyway, I think that has to do with all this high pollen activity and everything around right now, man. Because my allergies and stuff like that. Chosen one. But yeah, man, feeling a little bit better now, man. Just getting kind of a late start, man. But we're going to go ahead and do the thing like we always do. And we always have to have these discussions every day, chosen one, about what it is and, how it is with us, because others can't relate. They just can't. They ain't been through it like we have, But, I'm going to go ahead, like I always do every morning, I'm going to go ahead and say my sayings this morning. And then, we'll go ahead and get into the video. But this, I'm going to start kind of like incorporating this into some of my videos too, because, this is something good we could all do together, just as a motivational thing, because I know a lot of us chosen ones, we just need to, constantly remind ourselves of what it is, right? And then we have to speak life over ourselves every day and speak into existence everything over ourselves, which we know is already his promises, right? Okay, so as I always say every morning, usually I read this in my room, but I'm going to read it right now. I will not fear. I will not faint. My God is with me, so nothing can defeat me. I am a child of the Most High God, redeemed by the blood of Christ, set free from condemnation and treasured by my Creator. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. And I speak these verses over my life to the enemy. 100. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Psalm 37:3-5. I will be given the desires of my heart. 1 Corinthians 2:9. No eye has seen, no ear has heard the things that the Lord has prepared for those who love him. John 10:10. See, the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy my life, man. That's exactly what happened. But he came to give me life and give it to me more abundantly. And then Jeremiah 29:11 tells me there is a hope and a future for me, okay? So that's what I know. And Exodus 23:25 tells me if I serve the Lord, then what? I'm going to be blessed, okay? Psalm 84:11 tells me what? No good thing will be withheld from me. No good thing. Okay? So here we go again. Philippians 4:13 tells me I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Psalm 132:15 tells me about abundance. Psalm 1:3 tells me whatever I do will prosper. Psalm 55:22 tells me he will sustain me. And I will, what? Not be shaken. Okay? So Joel 2:26 tells me, what will I do? What? I will eat plenty. Okay? 1 John 5:14-15 tells me, what? we know that we will have whatever we ask for. Okay? We know that. Whatever we ask for. Proverbs 10:22 tells me about the blessings of the Lord. Okay? Then, Proverbs 2:6-7 tells me what? Success is in store for the upright, not failure. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless. And the Lord gives wisdom to the righteous. So, I rise in the power of God and nullify every strategy of the enemy. I am protected by the hand of the Lord, and so no evil will prevail against me. I am walking into favor today. I carry the seal of heaven. So every step that I take is blessed. I do not beg for breakthrough. I walk in it. I do not wait for peace. What do? I carry it. I do not chase doors. I unlock them. I am not who I was. I am who God says I am. My name is rising. My future is secure. I don't care what's going on around me out here. My miracles are manifesting. And what? Today is not what? It's not ordinary. Today is divine. Let's get it. All right? So here we go, chosen one. And let's get in gear, man. I just kind of, I always want to talk to y'all about everything that's on my mind, every day, man. And we're going to do this every day, and the hell with a hater, We don't care about them. Haters are always going to hate. That's just what they do. That's their job, But we just keep the wheels rolling, right? All right. Yes, sir. So anyway, long as they're rolling, I'm gonna roll them till like I said, till they fall off, right, chosen one? That's what we gonna do, right? But what I wanted to talk to y'all about this morning, man, was chosen one, it's not easy being chosen. It's not, man. And it's something that many of us, we haven't really wanted to do it, to tell you the truth. It just kind of happened. We never really wanted to be chosen, man. I mean, really, to tell you the truth, many of us, we wanted to go back to the world, That's what we wanted to do, man. Or we just wanted to run from our calling, from our assignment. And we tried that. But we saw where that got us, right? It didn't get us nowhere, man. It got us back to square one. And it didn't do us one bit of good, man. I'm kind of reminded when I think about this, about all the other ones who tried to run from their callings in the word, And see, God don't like it when you try to run, man, from him. He don't like that either, especially when he done got you commissioned to do something. It's like a soldier trying to go AWOL or something from the military. You'll get a dishonorable discharge, and then also you ain't gonna get your blessing or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're not gonna finish, your service and stuff like that correctly if you try to go AWOL. But that's what many of the chosen ones have tried to do, right? We tried to go AWOL, man. And I'm reminded, like I said, about other ones in the Word, man, like Jonah. God told him to go to Nineveh, man, to tell the people. But what did Jonah do? He went the other way to Tarshish or something like that and got on a boat and went out in the ocean. And then the Lord, he didn't like that, see? The Lord told Jonah to go to Nineveh, man. And Jonah didn't want to do that. So he went to Tarshish and got on a boat and went out in the ocean. And then a storm came up on the boat. Y'all know the story and everything. Like, if you've already heard this story, chosen one, where a storm came upon the boat, and then Jonah was in the bottom of the boat, and then the sailors on the boat, or the people on the boat, was asking him, what's going on, man? Why is this happening? And he said, because I'm on the boat. So throw me off the boat and then it'll stop. The storm will stop and go away. So they took him and threw him off the boat. And then a whale swallowed Jonah up in the whale, and he went in the belly of the whale for 3 days. So this is what happens, man. You know what I mean? Things like this happen when you are disobedient, and then I'm reminded of like Moses, man, after he saw the Egyptians beating the Hebrews and stuff like that, of his people. See, because it was always in his blood. That's the thing, is it's in your blood. You can't get rid of it. That's the reason why you've had so many problems from a very early age, chosen one. You already know, man. That's the reason why you've had to fight all these battles that you didn't want to fight. All these bullies growing up and everything that you didn't want to fight. Why you had all these difficulties growing up in school and stuff like that. You could never really excel in school and stuff like that. You were always going through problems there too, and all of this was part of what it was, because of who you are. You know that now, though. See, man, you know that. You didn't really. Many of us didn't know. We didn't know who we were for a very long time. We didn't understand. We had to figure this all out through going through the things we went through in our lives, man. And then that's what turned us to seek the face of God, genuinely from our hearts, But man, this is how it is, man. I mean, it's like this is why I don't wish for no one to be chosen. I wouldn't wish this type of life on no one, man, because it's a hard life. It's a lonely life, man. It's not easy, man. And we still have our feelings and desires just like everyone else out here, man. We're still human beings, man. We're not perfect. We still want to be like the crowd, right? We still want to try to fit back in, but we already know what happened when we tried to do that. We know what happened when we did that. We know it's not worth it, man. We can't go back to that, man. No matter what, if we tried to, it wouldn't work. We already know it won't. We remember what happened when we tried to. So you can't go AWOL from this, man. That's another reason why I don't really like being chosen, man. Other people look at the chosen ones, man, and they think that they want to be chosen and stuff like that, They think that they want to be chosen. They're jealous and envious of us and stuff like that, and they don't even know what they're jealous and envious of because it's pure hell to be a chosen one, man. It's not something I would wish even on my worst enemy to be a chosen one. I'm telling you, man, the things I've done, experienced, and endured because of this, the persecution is so terrible. It's unreal, man. It's taken a long time for me to fight through a lot of BS, to understand a lot of things, and to learn a lot of valuable lessons, man, about this walk. And I'm still learning every day. I'm not all the way where I want to be at, man. You know, as far as like everything and the level I want to be at. This is the reason why we are always improving over here, right, chosen one? This is the reason why we are always still working towards the best versions of ourselves. We're still trying to get better, man. And just thinking back now about everything I done came through, man. And now what we see going on, man, and all this prophecy unfold and everything, and all the difficulties that's going on right now with the economy and everything like that. And, you know, that's just adding a whole different level of difficulty to the situation already at hand that we've already done been pressed with. You know, and we're still constantly being pressed every day, man. Being pressed under that pressure, man. That intense pressure, man. And, yeah, man, just thinking about it, man. I don't really want to be a chosen one, to tell you the truth. There's many times when I have not wanted to be this way. I have not. I've actually tried. Like I said, I've tried to not be chosen. But I saw where that got me, man. It brought me right back here to where I am because I couldn't run from God, man. I couldn't. I had to come back to who I was. I had to remember who I was, man. Then that's when everything clicked right then. As soon as I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, man, I get it now, man. You know, it's like, that's what it was. That's the reason why everything happened. That's the reason why they tried to take me out. That's the reason why I had to suffer. That's the reason why my finances got blocked. That's the reason why I lost everybody. That's the reason why everybody turned their back on me. That's the reason why I was rejected. You know what I mean? That's the reason why. It's like it all clicked, man. At that moment, once we remembered, right, chosen one, that's when it clicked. Right then, we were like, okay, it all makes sense now. And then we had to go through all those years, man, of wasted time, where we wasted our time on empty, hollow people, man, who wasn't never going to build us and who wasn't never going to help us to grow. We wasted lots of our years of our lives, man, that we can't get back, man. And then they talked down on us, they belittled us, they humiliated us, man. And then these witches and these warlocks put us through their humiliation rituals. We survived all of that, man. The stuff we survived don't make no sense, chosen one. You already know, man. It don't. It's crazy the things we survived, man. But you know, I'm about to get here right here to the trail right now, man. And thank God for that today. You know, thank God for another day, though, man. We know what we do. We always keep a gratitude attitude every day, right, chosen one? No matter what, man, we just try to find whatever we can to be thankful for. Every blessing, man. So I'm about to go ahead and get these burpees in this morning. You know, get back on it because I'm gonna try to get these 30 days in, man, every day, and then get these steps in every day. You know, that's what I'm gonna do, chosen one. You know, we don't never give up. We don't never throw in the towel. We just got to keep it moving every day, man, right? That's what we got to do, chosen one. Because we know ain't nobody coming to save us. If it was left up to them, we would have done been gone. We would have done been 6 feet under, right? If it was left up to them, they would have been cheering and dancing on our grave, doing the two-step. But they didn't get to do that, did they? No. They ain't never gonna get to do that. We're too strong for that, you know? We're way too strong for that. But anyway, you know, yeah, I was just kind of wanting to talk today about, like, you know, how you already know, chosen one. This is not something that's easy, being a chosen one, and most of us, many of us, have not wanted this. We haven't wanted this because we also know that we're outnumbered by all of the ones who want to live the same way that they've been always living, and they don't want to be a part of this. So it's a great responsibility to have to stand for the truth, man, in a world full of lies, chosen one. You already know. But anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video right there. I'm gonna go ahead and get out, do my burpees training session real quick, get those in real quick, and then I'm gonna get these steps in. And when I'm getting the steps in, I'm gonna get right back with you when I get my bag and everything like that, and we're gonna get out and I'm gonna walk it out. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and break this topic down for you again, like I always do about this time. You know, and I'm gonna try not to make the video too awfully long, because I'm already kind of going overtime on what I normally do. So we're just going to try to keep the walk part kind of, you know, briefer, and so I can get this all uploaded and everything today. And then, yeah, so that's what time it is, all right? So I'm going to be right back with you in just a minute, all right? All right. Yeah, all right, chosen one, so I'm back now. Yeah, I had to get that burpee session in. I got that in, you know, for April the 2nd, day 2. So back out here, going to get these steps in now with you and pick up where I left off at, talking about how it is and how you know you didn't want to do this, really. You know, many of you did not want this. You didn't want what your calling was. You tried to run from it, you know. You know you did, chosen one. You know, we tried to fit in, we tried to go back, we tried to conform, but we saw where that landed us. It landed us in bad positions where we just we were losing control. And many of us had to, you know, we had to lose our health and stuff like that. We had to lose our a lot of our like things that we value. We had to lose things like that. And all of it was really just the Most High the whole time, turning us around and making us do a 180, man. But we didn't really understand, like I said, until later on when we remembered who we were and we came back to who we knew we were created to be, that everything clicked, you know. Then we was like, okay, I understand why it all happened. I understand why I went through pure hell. I understand why they tried to destroy me now. It was because they wanted to stop what he was doing. It wasn't what I was doing. You know, What I was doing was just seeking him, you know. And that's the thing about it, see, chosen one. He knows you seek him. You know, he knows that. And I wonder to myself sometimes, like, why did I have to seek the Lord so hard? Why did I have to do all these things? But see, your steps was predestined. They knew that too, your enemies. They knew your steps was predestined, man. That's the reason why they wanted the destiny swap with you, chosen one. That's the reason why they did all the things they did to you to try to bring you down. It was all a calculated effort, man, by the entities within them, man. Like I said. And now it's even worse, man. It's even worse now with the entities out here inside of them all over the place, man. But we know we can't deal with these people no more, man, because we already know now we've learned our lessons. Man, we don't have time for nobody who isn't going to benefit us, for our best versions of ourselves, who isn't going to help us to grow, who isn't going to want to be about what we're about. We're about that light. You know, the light don't have no fellowship with the darkness. It says it in the word, chosen one. We don't have no fellowship with them, man. We can't. If we try to, we already know what it's going to do. It's going to hinder our growth. It's going to set us back again. And then we're not going to be able to step into, you know, our leadership positions or our positions that we were designed to be put in. This is the reason why we must remain committed to the call, man. And now it's more imperative than ever, because now we are literally at the time where all hell is breaking loose into World War III and everything like that. And time is short, like I said. And I don't know how much time is left, you know. None of us do, chosen one. And we don't like this, but because we're not accepted, we're not. And that's just something we have to accept. That's what we've had to come to terms with, to accept that we're not accepted. And we're never going to really be accepted. Because it would mean for us to, in order for us to be accepted, to really be accepted, it would mean that everybody, the majority of the people, would have to be about what we're about. But the majority of the people are still in the program. You already know, chosen one. We unplugged from that, from the matrix, a long time ago. We pulled the cord out the back of our head. We're not plugged into it. I mean, of course, we still have to live our lives. We still have to do things like this and stuff like that to reach others, even though this is even part of the program, all of this. Well, we have to work through the program they created around us, they built around us. Because the same things that they use for evil, we can still use for good, right? It's all about what you want to use, what we're going to use all of this for. So we're using this against them, the wicked evil ones, you know. We're using this against them because we're reaching the other chosen ones, and we encouraging them, keeping them motivated, keeping them going. They need us, man. You know, they need us. We need each other every day out here, man, to show that we're still strong. To show that we still are not going to give up no matter what. To show our resilience. And to shine with our brilliance that he made us to shine with. Because we're that diamond, like I said. That's what we are. That's what you are, chosen one. Don't ever forget that, man. And don't ever be ashamed of who you are no more, man. You don't have to. You don't have to be ashamed of who you are, and just be yourself, man. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to try to be like nobody else. Just be yourself and do you, man. Let them do them. Be happy being yourself, man. Be comfortable being yourself. You know, for a minute, I had to just like learn how to fall back into my own skin. I was so much out of my shell, man. Just because of all the hell they put me through. But then, you know, like slowly I'm learning how to find myself again, man. It's been a long healing process. You know, because they assassinated our characters. They went behind our backs to sabotage us and stuff like that. They were all fake the whole time. None of them was ever real. They wanted to make us fake. That's what they wanted to do. You already know, that's what they wanted us to do. And then we could have been comfortable though if we was fake, right? But we would have already known what that would have brought us, right? If we would have tried to just stay comfortable, we wouldn't be getting done none of this what we do now. We wouldn't be, we'd still be, you know, 3 sheets in the wind, waking up with hangovers and stuff like that, or stoned out of our minds, man. We'd still be mulling over what we coulda, shoulda, woulda did. But we not like that. We found who we were, we remembered who we were, we came to terms with it. We accepted that we were not gonna be accepted by society. We see that society, most of society and the crowd is following Satan and the evil out here. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But we don't stop being who we are, because if we aren't who we are, then who else is going to show them? You know, if we aren't who we are, if we don't stand for what we believe in, then who else is going to? Because, you know, it's so much fakeness out here right now, man, especially in all the churches and everything. It's just so much fakeness, you know. So if we don't stand for who we are, then who else is gonna stand for us? I mean, stand for it, you know? It's just a lot of fakeness. So if nobody else is real, that's the reason why it's a heavy assignment, like I said, and it requires so much discipline, man, because you gotta deny the flesh, you gotta deny the lust of the eye, you gotta deny, you know, the things that everybody else indulges in. But you know it's worth it, because you know when you do that, then you can grow in the word, chosen one. And you already know that that's where the real true life is, man, is in the word, man. It ain't in all that nonsense that and foolishness they got everybody else in, you know, out here in this matrix we in. Because that's all it is, man. You got animated cartoon characters all around you. That's all they are. They're just like Tom and Jerry cartoons all around you. But they want to make you to be the joke. You know, but the whole time they're the joke. And the joke's on them now because they counted you out, and they also you know, they also underestimated your value and your worth. They underestimated you, see? They should have never done that. See, a child of God is never going to lose, man. We can't. It's impossible, man. We got the King. You know? It's impossible for us to lose. How could we lose, man? We already know the righteous always win. It's always good always prevails over evil. Evil don't prevail over good. Yeah, it might look like it is. It might look like it is because it's all flashy and glittery and, you know, shiny and everything like that. And yeah, a lot of people down with it. And yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of people follow that. You know, that's just the way it is, that they think that the grass is greener on that side, but it's all a facade. We already know that. We know that, chosen one. We know what's real is like, you know, the birds in nature flying. I just had 2 red birds. There goes one right there, flying in front of me again. My friends, the red birds, man. You know what I mean? They all out here today. You'll probably hear the singing. There they go right there. Anyway, you know, just out here connected with nature again today, man. You know, doing like we always do over here on Awol. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like start to wrap up the video now, because I don't want to make it too awful long. But just for all of y'all, you know, who, you know, who's been with me, shout out to you all those who've been with me, my subscribers. YMW, I think it's something Jay-Z, or I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong or whatever, but all those ones, Mel Skippy, and I see you, you know. My prayers are always with you every day. Everyone who, you know, been there for me, Brian the Spiritual World, I done shouted y'all all out, man. Everybody, you know, out there, you know, we just continue to grow together. You know, y'all know who y'all are. And you're highly valued, man. You're appreciated every day, man. Every day, you know, and we can only get better together, man. That's all we can do. We already know we done won the war. We done won this, you know. It might not seem that way. It might not look that way. But we know we already won with him. We know we did. His word tells us we did. Psalm 149:4. 1 Corinthians 15:57. I done told you we got the victory. We got this, you know. So anyway, if you're new here, you just came over here to my channel. All we do over here on Awol motivates. It's positive, uplifting, encouraging videos for those of you who may be going through your own personal battles, struggles, hardships, or whatever you're facing. Especially if you've chosen, you welcome here. Also, you know, if you're just trying to better yourself, make yourself better than you were yesterday, you're welcome here, man. Many are called, few are chosen. All you got to do is answer the call. He's always calling, man. All you got to do is pick up the phone and answer the call, man. So I'm here for you as well. You know, if you want to join this movement, because that's what we're going to be doing here. It's a movement, man. And there's many others of us. You know, this is international, man, this movement. This whole thing, what we doing. So it's growing slowly. But everything takes time. You got to crawl before you can walk. You know, so we just keep putting in the work every day here. And that's what this is all about, you know. So if you hear God put it on your heart, click that subscribe button. Ring the notification bell so you can be notified every time I create new content. And as always, peace, love, light, blessings to you all. You are valued and appreciated. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, all right? Till then, enjoy your day. Peace. I'm out.